Yo. How everybody doing out there today? Man, I'm here to talk about the importance of having a father figure or dad or father in the child's life, whether it's a boy or a girl, right? My mom and dad were married, right? My mom had 4 kids by my dad. My dad was abusive to my mom, right? And one day my mom decided to stand up for herself, right? And she left my dad, right? And my dad, he said that if he couldn't have her, he didn't want to have nothing to do with the kids, right? That's what he told my mom. She had 4 kids. My mom was young. My mom and my dad is some years apart. I ain't gonna get into all that. That don't matter. Well, it do matter, but you know. So at that point, my mom was a single mother taking care of 4 kids by herself. 4 badass kids at that, right? We grew up in Milwaukee. We from Milwaukee. Okay. When my dad said he didn't want to have nothing to do with this, my mom said, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna take care of them." My mama worked a job. I'm 37 now. My mama always had a job. Always was in the CNA nursing field. Always. That seeing my mom work, it instilled certain things inside of me, right? My mama raised us good. She raised us right. She raised us with respect. She raised us with dignity. All the things that you would want a mother to, raise their kids. Now, it's not her fault that we was bad or that we chose we chose this route instead of this route, and that's usually how it goes, right? But without that male influence in the house, like my mom would be at work, right? She'd be like, don't go outside while I'm at work. While she at work, we outside, causing hell. So 30 minutes before my mama get off of work, we in the house cleaning up, right? Soon as she walk in the door, her house clean. Mom, can we go outside? Y'all ain't been outside, how y'all know? All right, go. We gone, right? My mom she started to date again maybe a year, 2 years after that, after 97, right? But the person she started dating, it wasn't just a regular normal person, right? It was someone she went to school with, someone she was familiar with, right? And he would go on to become, you could say a stepdad, right? Because he's in the house. I'm watching him, I'm watching his friends, as they come. And, that played a part in raising me too, right? But it's not, it wasn't forever, right? It was only for, a small period of time, right? But it's still nothing like having your dad, right, in your life, right? Now, even though my dad abused my mom, even though my dad whooped us, right, we still loved him. I still loved him. It's my dad, right? It's my dad. I don't know nobody else, right? Him and my mom broke up, me, I'm getting older, I'm still a teen, I'm hanging with the wrong people, I'm making the wrong decisions. When your father in your life, and let's say he under the same roof with you, let's say your father and your mom is still together, right? That's the first defense, right? If you coming from a family where your mom and your dad is still together and they was together, okay, you was good, right? Now, some people wasn't, right? They went through shit. They still went through, shit, right? But what I'm saying is that, when your dad is in that household, and we talking about a real man, we talking about a real father, a real dad, right? He gonna teach you shit from love, right? He gonna teach you something about, he trying to teach you shit so when you get out there on your own, you can navigate and you know what tools to use, right? But when you don't have that, right? And let's just say your mom is dating someone. To me, it's not the same as having your dad, right? Because believe it or not, like shit, if your mom started dating someone and that person got kids already, right? So I look at it like that. And I used to look at it like, damn, he got kids already, right? What the fuck he gonna treat, you know? So, you know, I used to think certain shit in my head, not saying that it was true, but, you know, I just know the difference it would have been my dad being in my life, right? My life would have went a whole totally different way, right? You know, when, you know, you don't supposed to put fear in your kids, right? I don't whoop my kids. I never have, right? Just because I got whoopings when I was a kid, right? And I know firsthand that that instills fear into a child, right? So you telling me the only way to discipline this child is to whoop them? No. I'm finna tell you something, right? A child cherishes many different things. Many, right? So when a child acts up or it's time to discipline that child, what I do, I take stuff away that that child cherishes, right? Like, let's say my son Avion acting up, right? He like playing that game. He like getting on that PS5. No PS5. He like riding that bike outside, right? He got an expensive bike. No bike. He like eating candy and sweets. No candy, right? And you do that long enough. See, and I'm a parent, right? I'm a soft parent. You would consider me a soft parent, right? Because my discipline don't last over a day, over a few hours, right? When I was young, I used to see people people used to get on punishment until next year. Man, dude, like a dude to call a girl house and she'll get in trouble, you'll call back and they'll say, hey, she on punishment till next year. Like, damn. You hang up the phone like, wait, did they just say she on punishment till next year? The fuck? You know, man, it's just having your dad in your life is it's just a big difference, right? I'm in my kid's life right now, right? I've been in their life since day one. I might don't see them as often as they would like, right? But I have at one time or another, right? I treat all my kids the same, right? And I'm in my kid's life because I understand what it's like not having that in your life, right? I get, man, I understand it, right? I understand it. My son that passed, Kyriel, I seen him take his first breath in this world. I was in the hospital with him, right? With his mom when she gave birth. Cut the umbilical cord and hold him. And I seen him take his last breath in this world. I seen him depart from this world, right? That's the most hurtful thing a father, a dad can go through. And we talking about when you've been in your child's life, their whole life. He was 13. 13, I was in his life for 13 years. I can show you baby pictures of me and him. I can show you hospital pictures. Like, I'm in my kid's life. So, you know, that hurts as a father when you see your child take their last breath in front of you. That shit just hurt. I'll never be the same, right? Never. Not even close, right? But one thing I do know, right? I was the best father to him, right? And I gave him that experience. So he don't know what it's like not to have a dad in his life, or not to have his dad in his life. He don't know what that feels like. When I was young, my mom didn't take us out of town. We never left Wisconsin. My mama worked. She didn't have, you know, she didn't have the time, right? I didn't go out of town until I became grown, right? And I always traveled. Hey, y'all probably wondering, right, why I'm doing this with my tooth, right? So my tooth broke off in the back, right? Like about a year ago. And it's the last little piece that's still in there, right? And I've been having this problem with it for the past few months, right? It's loose, but it still won't come out, right? And I told myself, I said, it's one of these days soon, it's gonna come out. And I feel it becoming loose, right? And now when I bite down, it moved over, so I know it's finna come out. And I'm trying to move it with my tongue just to, sometimes that's all it takes is a move, like, and then you fuck around and pop that bitch out and like, oh my God. Whew. But my brain keep going to it with my tongue, right? I just automatically go to it, like, but when I bite down, I feel it. I feel it over, and I didn't feel that yesterday, so I know it's finna come out, right? It's just a little piece. So that's why I'm doing that. But I'll continue though. Yeah, my son Kyriel, I gave him that experience having his father figure in his life, man, taking him on vacations, right? I can show you pictures in Atlanta. I can show you pictures in Phoenix. I can show you pictures in Chicago. I can show you pictures of different hotels, right? Even girls, right? It's very detrimental for a little girl to have her father in her life, right? Now, you probably say, well, why? That's a boy should have his dad. No, a boy or a girl should have their father in their life. If you birth this child, and it's your semen, this is your bloodline, your DNA, man, listen, it should be a requirement. It shouldn't even be, man, I don't see how people have the choice to choose if they want to be a father or not to their own kids. Or do they want to be a dad? Or a lot of people playing that game where they, oh, she don't want to be with me. Oh, fuck the child. And I ain't gonna lie, all men is probably guilty for that, right? Saying, because I done told my baby mom plenty of times, like, she done made me mad to the point where I'm like, dude, listen, you gonna make it where I don't even want to co-parent with you, because I can't do this. I don't want to have no person. I don't want to do this. So if I gotta not co-parent with you, then that's what the fuck I gotta do. So I understand a lot of men is not in a kid's life because of the mother. I get it. I understand that. It's a lot of females out there that pushes the dude away. It's females like my first baby mama, my first one, which means my daughter Rihanna. She's 18, finna be 19. Her mom. I remember one time her mom told me that. So this is my baby mama telling me this, right? She telling me that her mom told her that my daughter Rihanna do not need me in her life. She don't need her dad. Now this was years ago, right? And I asked my baby, I said, why would your mama say that? Right? And it kind of made sense, right? Because she went through shit with her kid's father, and then she went through shit with her own father, right? So she feel like a girl do not need their dad. That's what she feel, and that's, man, I hope they change that way of thinking. Everybody, every child, every little boy, every little girl needs their dad in their life. Needs. When a child, let's say a girl, when she sees first love, she sees it from her father. She don't see it from somebody in the street. My daughter, I used to bring my daughter roses and flowers, right? Only because I brought her flowers, so when the dude do it, when she get older and the guy brings her flowers, she gonna already be used to that. No, you gonna have to step it up. My daddy used to bring me flowers. You gonna have to step it up. What else you got? I'm very active in my kids' life and teaching them stuff, right? And I believe you teach a girl, you raise a girl different than you raise a boy, right? Of course, girls are more fragile. Boys are rough, right? I'm not gonna let my son get away with the stuff that I would let my daughter get away with, right? She's a girl. I wouldn't react to certain things to my daughter as I would react to my son, right? Because he's a boy, and he has to get used to the world, right? He has to get used to people, being mean to him. He has to get used to people, being rubbed to him. And I try to teach him that, right? But my daughters, I try to teach them that at the same time, no, don't let nobody yell at you. Don't let, this how a man treats you, right? If he don't love you, hey, this, that, and the other. But, man, it's very beneficial. And it needs to happen for a child to be in their father life. Now, let's say their dad not there, right? But now I believe in father figures too, right? Stepdads, right? Every man like ain't the same, right? We don't all get with a female and she got kids that ain't ours and we just don't give a fuck about the kids, right? Everybody not like that. Then you got some people, they good at playing stepdaddy, right? They more of a dad to these stepkids than they is to their own kids, right? Own kids in their life too. They own kids is in their life, but they just better at playing stepdaddy to the next, right? But now they're gonna get mad when a you know, the next person, the next dude come play stepdaddy to his own kids. Motherfuckers don't like that. Motherfuckers don't like that, but you don't want to step it up in your own kid's life? And listen, you know, people say, man, you know, she don't let me see the baby. She don't. Man, listen, I'm going to tell you now, that's an excuse, right? That is an excuse because they have a court system. My daughter, Rihanna, I had H-A-D, I had half custody of her when she was younger, when she was in Milwaukee. Me and her mom switched off every Saturday. I picked my daughter up on Saturday, kept her for a week until the following Saturday. Boom, dropped her off. Her mama kept her for a whole week, and we switched off. That's called shared custody, right? So, you know, if a motherfucker don't want to let you see your child, cool, go to court, take them to court. Motherfucker get on that bullshit, they still don't want to give you the child, call the police. Call the police. Don't put your hands on her. Don't get nothing. Call the police. You gotta learn how to deal with stuff. And the number one rule, the number one thing that motherfuckers gotta remember, right? Watch who the fuck you have kids with. We have to be wary of who the fuck we laying down with, man. And that's just one thing that we're not doing. But not only that, we doing it, but people showing their true colors afterwards. Like, man, you know how many people I done met? You know how many women I done met that they fooled me good. I'm talking about fooled me good, right? They're nothing like the person I met. But guess what? It's too late because now the bitch, now she pregnant, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, this shit is wild. It is wild. Be mindful who you lay down with. Be mindful of who you putting your sperm into. Everybody not worthy of your sperm. Everybody ain't worthy to have your child. Everybody ain't worthy for you to bear their child. So this is to women too. This ain't just for men. It's for women too, right? So, you know, I just think, you know, kids is innocent. They don't deserve none of this, man. None of it. None of it. You know what they say? Our kids pay for our sins. I kind of believe it. So, yeah. That's what I want to hit y'all with for a second, right? I got some more shit I got some more content dropping today too. Some more topics I want to touch on, man. So, man, y'all be smooth how y'all be smooth, man. And be cool how y'all be cool. Take care of them kids. Take care of them children. Take care of them children, all right? All right, man. Y'all be smooth how y'all be smooth, man. I hope everybody have a good, blessed day. We ain't gonna let nobody mess it up for us, man. All that negativity, we gonna leave that way. Today, what we gonna do, anybody that got negative energy, man, listen, we not even dealing with that. What they say, dab, I don't even know how to dab, bro. See, that's how you know I'm old. I don't know. Oh my fucking God. Hey, but what they say, dirt off your shoulders, right? We ain't gonna let them get to us today, man. We gonna. I had a little something right there. We gonna brush the dirt off our shoulders today. Yeah, baby. All right.